Thanks for joining me. My name is Matt Stultz. I am here with Cocoa Press. Some of you may or may not recognize me from past lives at Proof of Research and some other places. But I'm here to talk about the wonderful world of chocolate 3D printing. So yes, we here at Cocoa Press, we help you break free of the mold. So traditional chocolate making techniques, mold chocolates. You have obviously limited potentials of shapes and designs and textures that you can get with molded chocolates. But with Cocoa Press, we utilize 3D printing and all of the fun benefits of 3D printing to make delicious chocolate sculptures. I like to say we are the only 3D printer on the market that has 0 failed prints. We just have unintended snacks from time to time. Because with a chocolate printer, well, with a plastic printer, if your print fails, you've got a bunch of garbage. With a chocolate printer, if your print succeeds, delicious. If your print fails, delicious. So it really works out. What is 3D printing? We're reusing slide decks from a different slideshow, so I'm going to skip some of these things if you guys know what 3D printing is. Our team, Ellie is our co-founder. She is over in our booth right now. River is our production specialist. Ellie snapped a funny picture of me at another event and decided to add that to all the slides. I am our head of community. I wanted a new job title, I do too much. And we just added Caleb Kraft, who is our box manager. We acquired another company, and we are doing, at least in the States right now, I think it might be available here, but we are doing a monthly 3D printing subscription box where you get filament samples and a project every month that you can build with your 3D printer, and Caleb is heading that up now. How long has Cocoa Press been around? We are not just kind of a new thing. Ellie has actually been working on Cocoa Press for over a decade now. She started out actually as a high school engineering class project, continued it on through college while taking mechanical engineering classes, and left school and turned it into an actual company. There's been lots of iterations. You see, some of these. Yeah, so you see some of these early prototypes are basically just taking MakerBot replicators and hacking some stuff into them. And then things started to get kind of very professional, actual assembled machines that were very focused on chocolate printing, and we're kind of highly focused towards the culinary industry. These are machines that were looking like they were going to cost $5,000–6,000, to the consumer in the end. But happenstance at one of the other rep fests at Murph in Indiana in the United States, Ellie had some conversations with some of the people on the Boron team, and they decided to just see if we could take one of our extruders and put it on a V0 and pack some stuff over the weekend and make it work. And by the end of the weekend, they had a V0 that was able to roughly print chocolate. And that entirely changed the direction of what we did with machines. So now our current machines, the Cocoa Press V1 and the now newly released Cocoa Press V2, have a little Boron look to them. They are entirely re-engineered, but we have worked with some of the people on the Boron team to make them. So they are not Borons. We basically violate every principle of the Boron ethos, but there's definitely some lineage there. Next. Do not like you. Oh, there we go. I think you might need new batteries. Oh, all right. Yeah, so just a couple months ago, we released Cocoa Press V2. We are very excited about V2, and you guys on this side of the pond should be even more excited about V2. So Cocoa Press V2 is now entirely Clipper electronics, and we have a quick remove extruder head. So you press one button and our entire extruder releases. Why is this exciting? when you print in normal 3D printing, you heat your filament up just in time to print. You're pushing a solid rod of filament down right at the nozzle, it heats and extrudes. Chocolate doesn't like that. So we have to heat our entire core of chocolate all at one time. And that takes about 20 minutes to get it up to temperature. So every time that you want to switch a core, you have a 20-minute heat up time. With our new fast exchange extruder, you can pop the entire extruder off. We have an external heater that we have named Cocoa Buddy. And Cocoa Buddy can heat up your extruder, and you can very quickly swap with just, again, one button press, pop the new extruder on. So Cocoa Buddy can be doing your preheating for 20 minutes while your other extruder is currently printing. Also, it's just like filament swaps. Now you can do dark chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate, mix them between each other as you do a print and have more colors within your prints. We have some of our users that are experimenting with actually colored chocolate, and yeah, so you'll be able to do a lot more exciting things. So I said that you guys in the UK should be really excited about V2. Why? It is the very first time, as of a week ago, that cocoa presses are available for order here in the UK and in the EU. So we have been trying to figure out how we were going to work everything out to get them shipping here. And basically what we decided to do is pay half the shipping ourselves. We were going to go through distributors and things. We're still working on some potential local distributors, especially for shipping chocolate itself, especially in the summertime. But right now we are shipping direct to the UK, and like I say, save you guys on some of those shipping costs. We're paying half the shipping. So Cocoa Press 2 is now available. Stop emailing us. The crazy number of support emails that we got specifically from your country saying, when can I get a Cocoa Press, was unbelievable. There's definitely been demand here in the UK. Okay, so how does a Cocoa Press work? Discuss this a little bit. So we have a solid chocolate core. It's a little funny looking. Please don't interest they're inappropriate. But yes, we have a solid chocolate core that goes into the extruder. Everything gets preheated inside. Like I say, everything gets heated all at one time. You use a slicer to slice just like normal. We use Prusa Slicer. We are a default machine in Prusa Slicer, so you don't even have to pack anything in or configure anything. You just open Prusa Slicer, say select, add a new machine, find Cocoa Press in the list, and Bob's your uncle. Yeah, and then it's just print. Our standard nozzles are 0.8 and 1.6, so a bit thicker than what you're used to using. That does mean that you can push a lot of chocolate pretty fast. But chocolate doesn't like its 10 of the nozzle. It's not quite as liquid as the plastic is. We've got to have a slightly thicker consistency so that it moves down fast enough and holds its shape. Personalization. Again, one of the exciting things now, multicolor, be able to do things like mold or print chocolate bars and add other colors straight to them. This is a fun one. So if you're doing kind of an event, instead of taking the time to print the entire thing, print a bunch of your bars, but then just have the messages printed on demand at the time. And instead of taking 30 minutes, 40 minutes to create an entire print, we're taking 30, 40 seconds to just print the words onto it. Really great for events. I swear I'm pressing the button. There we go. Why 3D print chocolate? Personalization. Candy bars are great. Candy bars with kid's name on it are even better. Texture. This is something I think a lot of people kind of miss. One of the fun things that the slicers give to us is different infills, right? And so we can change the infill pattern and we can change the infill density, and that changes the texture and the mouthfeel of chocolates. You guys have chocolate bars here that we don't really have a lot in the States, like flake and arrow bars, that have a lot of variance in the texture instead of being a solid bar of chocolate. We can get some of that kind of mouthfeel and texture as say like an Aero bar by having a lower fill density inside of our chocolate. But an Aero bar has to have that entire consistency across the entire bar. We can have a bar where every bite that you take has a different texture to it, which is honestly really fun. It's a fun experience to eat. And we don't think quite as much. We concentrate on flavor often when we're talking about food, but texture plays a lot into our sensation, our enjoyability when it comes to food. And Cocoa Press gives us textures that were never really possible in chocolate before. Let's use the keyboard. The keyboard. Yeah, there we go. You're definitely. Okay. Yeah, chocolate only bound by your creativity. The fish there, that is a print in place mechanism. So the same kind of fun print in places that you can do on your normal plastic extruder, we can do in chocolate. So now you have a fish that wiggles around as you try to eat it. Things like weddings and parties, customization, great, Valentine's, things like that. Corporate events, so much fun. Things that are coming right now, again, we have switched over to Clipper, which one of the things that we're really excited about is our modifications that we're doing to Clipper screen, with what we are now calling our Press Print UI. We really think it is the best UI that anyone has seen on Clipper, the ease of use. We are trying to bring 3D printing with chocolate. We're trying to bring 3D printing outside of just us that really love and are into 3D printing and things like that, into people who are interested in the culinary side of things and they care nothing about 3D printing. So that kind of entry level of what the UI is like for that user experience is really important for someone who doesn't want to think about nozzle temperatures and go in and make Clipper configs and things like that. Could we admit something? So we're really concentrating on our UI being very, very accessible. But we're hoping that we can also then kind of pass that on through the rest of the community to show, what is really possible with Clipper Screen. Compatibility with existing 3D models. We are working very hard to make sure that, a lot of things, obviously not everything, but a lot of things that you go pull off printables or Thingiverse or something like that, would be capable of being printed on a Cocoa Press. Precise control of temperature. This is a big thing. A lot of people come to us and say, well, when you get Cocoa Buddy, can I just order that and it gets me an extruder and I can just put it on my ender? Like I don't use my ender anymore. I need something to do with it. Can I just put the chocolate extruder on that? Not really. That is a goal for us eventually, is to have what we are kind of codenaming chocolate pies, an extruder that you'd be able to add to an existing 3D printer and make it work. But your normal plastic printers kind of don't care if you're printing PLA or ABS or PETG or something like that. It doesn't care if you're 1 or 2 degrees off in temperature, 10 degrees off in temperature, it'll still print. Chocolate is fussy. Chocolate is difficult. There's a reason why you see a lot of plastic printers out there and only one chocolate printer. Chocolate is very difficult. And so we actually care about the temperatures on our chocolate within 1/10 of a degree. Most 3D printers out there are working in integer math and can't even measure in the scale that we need them to. So we have to do a lot of things with our firmware. So the machine really does become an entire ecosystem that works together. The machine, the firmware, the chocolate itself all work to make this process possible. Yeah, really precision temperature control is important to us. Automated calibration. We want that great experience that you open the box and you're not spending, 20, 30 minutes, 20, 30 hours at times, trying to make sure that your printer's up and working. I've been in the 3D printing industry from the time when we had to do entirely all bed manual bed leveling to the point now where, we've got all the fun probes with the pressure probes on brooches and things like that now that fully automate the process. we're working on that too. Simple cleaning with no tools. This is food, right? So sanitation is very important. Every part on a cocoa press that comes in contact with the food can be removed with only thumb screws. So you don't need any tools to remove any of the parts, and all of those parts can go into a dishwasher to be cleaned and sanitized. So everything that makes contact is entirely dishwasher safe. An open chocolate system. We don't force you to use our chocolate. You can use any chocolate that you want. We have found chocolates that work really well. Not all chocolates do. And so we do highly suggest for the best results, use cocoa press chocolates, but we're not like chipping our chocolate or something crazy that's forcing you into using only our chocolate. Innovative applications. So here's some fun things that we've done. 3D print hot chocolate bombs. Start an outer shell of a print, then fill it up with hot cocoa mix, put in some marshmallows, things like that, finish off the print. And then you just make a glass of hot milk, pop the entire bomb in, it melts, and you've got hot chocolate with all of your fun inclusions. Other fun, tasty treats like bonbons and bars with custom messages are also all possible. We are definitely, a lot of people have asked, do we have any kind of automated inclusion system? It's definitely something that's on our roadmap. Wouldn't it be great if you had two extruders, one extruder is printing out all your chocolate, it pauses at some point, another extruder comes over, fills your entire chocolate with caramel, and then the chocolate extruder comes back and finishes off your chocolate. Fantastic. I want peanut butter. Boss lady is nuts, and so she said no, but do what you want. We have some really great customers who are doing some amazing prints. Like I said, we definitely have people playing with other colors of chocolates. Everything that you see here is edible chocolate, which is very fun, the possibilities with some of the other colors. Actually, I lied. I apologize. I forgot this slide. This is really fun. This is actually a friend of ours named Amos, and that is not chocolate. That is cheese. He has modified his cocoa press a little bit, not too much, and was able to print cheese out of his cocoa press. Something that we're really excited about again in Cocoa Press 2 with that hot swap extruder is it really does become kind of an experimental platform for other extruders also. So we're really excited to see what other things people push through Cocoa Press as Cocoa Press 2 comes out. Nope, there we go. I love this. I have this is a moped. I have a 1980s Coupe Maxi myself, and it is exactly that color. So this basically same moped is sitting in my garage, and someone else in our community 3D printed one of our machines because their brother-in-law had one too, which super exciting to me. We can have lots of other fun. Again, bars. I think this is a killer app, and someone is going to make a ton of money doing this at some point. Just show up at weddings, scan the bride and groom at the beginning of the things. By the time the ceremony's going, you've got a custom cake topper that is the bride and groom out of chocolate on their cake. Someone's going to make a fortune doing this at some point. They just need to start doing it. You need colors, being able to play with flavors, also with different flavors of chocolates and things like that. Definitely something that we are looking at in the future is some alternate flavors. Ellie really wants salted caramel chocolate as an option. Definitely things that we're working towards. But that's us. I kind of flew through that, but I think it was pretty good. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. Did you have any fun with any chocolate?
Excuse me, sorry. Should have had some more. So we use as our bed coating, we use a Silpat. It's a silicone baking mat. It's the exact same things that you will see pretty much every bakery across the world using for like baking chocolate chip cookies or other cookies on top of. It's designed for food production and everything else. Chocolate sticks to it like a dream. So we do not have a heated bed. It prints cold directly onto the silicone and it sticks great. And the nice thing is those chunky 0.8, 1.6 nozzles. We've got a lot of flexibility, honestly, in that first layer of height that sticks really well. So yeah, it's fine. We still have mesh bed leveling so that we do make sure that we're doing consistent across the entire bed, but it's much easier than plastic. That is the one thing about chocolate that's much easier than plastic is getting it to stick to the bed. Am I over? Yes. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, any other questions?
One more.
The chocolate that you sell comes in that shape.
Yeah,
How do you get it into that shape?
it's difficult. The best way that we have found if you're not using our chocolate is to take the actual like cylinder that the chocolate prints out of and basically put that in a hot water bath and fill it with chocolate slowly, and melt the chocolate inside of that. Preferably shake it every once in a while, get your air pockets out and
use it straight away.
and then, let it cool down.
Yeah.
So that it forms to that, and then use it fairly straight away. Air pockets are your worst nightmare in chocolate printing, and that is one of the things that we have figured out is the core making process to have extremely consistent cores. And while we don't exclude people from using their own chocolate, that is kind of our trade secret right now. Okay. I really thank you all for your time. There's a lot to see here and everything else. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to hear me rant about chocolate. If you have any other questions, the Coca Press team will be in our booth all weekend, and we love to see you. And again, you can buy Coca Press here now, so please do. Thank you, guys.